The Gilded Cage. The morning light filtered through floor-to-ceiling windows of the Manhattan penthouse, casting golden ribbons across white marble floors. Sophia Winters stood by the window, her fingers tracing the cold glass as she watched the city wake up below. Somewhere down there, people were laughing over coffee, holding hands on morning walks, sharing ordinary moments that felt impossibly precious to her now. 6 months had passed since she became Mrs. Vincent Blackwood. 6 months of living in this gorgeous prison of silence. The penthouse was a masterpiece of design, all clean lines and expensive art, the kind of place featured in architectural magazines. But no magazine ever mentioned how empty a home could feel when the person you married treated you like furniture, elegant and necessary but never truly seen. Sophia walked through the vast living room, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She ran her hand along the imported Italian sofa, the custom-made coffee table, the original paintings that cost more than her childhood home. Everything here screamed wealth and taste, yet nothing felt like hers. She missed her cozy apartment in Portland, the one with the creaky floors and neighbors who knew her name. Her mind drifted back to how this all began. Patricia Blackwood, Vincent's mother, had walked into the design firm where Sophia worked, requesting a consultation for her son's new corporate headquarters. Sophia had been nervous but excited, pouring her heart into the presentation. Patricia had watched with calculating eyes, asking questions that seemed more personal than professional. Within weeks, Patricia had orchestrated meetings between Sophia and Vincent, always present, always guiding the conversation like a director staging a play. Vincent had been polite during their arranged dates, taking her to exclusive restaurants where Sophia struggled with the pretentious menus, his attention constantly drifting to his phone. He would nod at appropriate moments, smile when expected, but his eyes remained distant, focused on something Sophia could never see. Still, she had convinced herself that maybe, with time, they could build something real. She had seen glimpses of warmth beneath his reserved exterior, moments when he laughed at her jokes or asked about her designs with what seemed like genuine interest. The wedding had been a spectacle. Patricia hired the best planners, chosen the most exclusive venue, invited hundreds of guests Sophia had never met. She remembered standing at the altar in a dress that cost more than a year of her old salary, looking into Vincent's eyes and searching for something, anything that suggested this mattered to him. He had recited his vows perfectly, his voice steady and professional, like he was closing a business deal rather than promising his life to another person. Their honeymoon in the Maldives should have been romantic. The private villa overlooked turquoise waters that looked like something from a dream, but Vincent had spent most of their time there on video conferences, his laptop glowing late into the night while Sophia sat on the deck alone, watching the stars and wondering if this was what the rest of her life would look like. Now, as another day began in her beautiful empty marriage, Sophia wondered if she had made the biggest mistake of her life. Breaking point, the anniversary dinner was the final straw. Sophia sat alone at the Michelin-starred restaurant, checking her watch as minutes turned to hours. Vincent never arrived. When she returned to the penthouse, he was in his office, completely unaware of the date's significance. "It's our 6-month anniversary," Sophia said, voice trembling. Vincent barely looked up from his laptop. "Is it? I've been finalizing the Singapore deal." "Do you even want this marriage, Vincent?" she asked. His response was brutally honest. "Mother thought you'd make a suitable wife. You have class, education, and you understand our world." Sophia felt something break inside her. "I'm not a business acquisition." That night she packed her essentials. By morning, she was on a flight to Portland, leaving behind her wedding ring and a note. "I deserve more than to be suitable." Back in her hometown, Sophia rented a small apartment and restarted her design business. For the first time in months, she could breathe. The message 3 months passed with no contact from Vincent. Sophia was in a client meeting when her phone buzzed with a text from a number she'd once known by heart. "I was wrong." She ignored it. 2 days later, Vincent Blackwood stood in the doorway of her small studio. Gone was the impeccable suit and cold demeanor. He looked tired, almost vulnerable. "I had an accident," he said simply. "Car went off the road in the rain. While they were cutting me out of the wreckage, all I could think about was you." Sophia maintained her distance. "What do you want, Vincent?" "Coffee. Just coffee. Then I'll leave if you want." At a local cafe, worlds away from their usual haunts, Vincent spoke about his childhood. his father's emotional abuse, his mother's cold ambition, how he learned early that feelings were weaknesses to be eliminated. "I'm not asking for forgiveness," he said. "Just a chance to show you who I could be." Cautious steps. Vincent extended his Portland stay renting an apartment downtown. Unlike in New York, he dressed casually, worked reasonable hours, and actually listened when Sophia spoke. When her design business faced a difficult client, Vincent offered advice without taking over. When she mentioned needing furniture for a project, he connected her with artisans rather than simply writing a check. "I'm seeing a therapist," he told her over dinner one evening. "I have years of damage to undo." Sophia's friend Olivia was suspicious. "Rich men don't change," she warned. Yet Sophia couldn't deny the transformation. This Vincent laughed genuinely, asked thoughtful questions, and seemed present in a way the New York version never had. Still, she kept her guard up. "I need time," she told him when he reached for her hand one evening. Vincent nodded. "Time is something I can give." Renewal Patricia Blackwood arrived in Portland like a hurricane, designer luggage in tow and disapproval radiating from every pore. "This little rebellion has gone on long enough," she announced at Sophia's studio. "The board is questioning Vincent's commitment. You both need to return to New York immediately." Before Sophia could respond, Vincent appeared in the doorway. "Mother, we need to talk." For the first time, Sophia watched Vincent stand his ground against Patricia. "My marriage failed because I followed your blueprint instead of my heart. I won't make that mistake again." Patricia's face hardened. "Don't be ridiculous. You have responsibilities." "Yes, I do," Vincent agreed. "To myself and to Sophia. The company will survive without the Blackwood heir living like a monarch." After Patricia stormed out, Vincent turned to Sophia. "I don't want you back as my wife, not yet. That marriage was built on appearances. I want to court you properly, to earn your trust and maybe, someday, your love." In the warm light of her studio, surrounded by designs that represented her true self, Sophia finally saw the man Vincent could be, not the cold businessman from Manhattan, but someone capable of growth, vulnerability, and genuine connection. "I'd like that," she said softly. "A fresh start." Vincent smiled, a real smile that reached his eyes. "That's all I ask." As they walked together through the Portland streets, shoulders occasionally brushing, Sophia realized that sometimes the coldest hearts just needed time to thaw.